We're out here, we're gonna drill a well. This is a neighborhood that I grew up coming to. My best friend in childhood, probably from like age 7 on up until today. This neighborhood is where basically we would ride our four-wheelers, have fun, where he grew up. And we're here drilling a well. I'll show you something pretty cool. So this little road right here, on the left, we would do a turnaround and we would go over here, turn in that dirt, and we would jump this hill right here. And we would go out in the field, come through here, cross the road again, and jump it again. So many good memories here. I was just telling Dad about it. I said, we used to jump this hill with our little four-wheelers. So cool. But the real reason for today's video is I've got some new microphones, and I'm gonna try them out today. Got them right here. See if you can see them. We're gonna try, I think it has noise cancellation and then heavy noise cancellation. So I'm gonna try it in different variations of it and just see how it turns out for, you know, future reference. But just a fun video and testing it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got Dad mic'd up. This will be quite cool. It'll be a unique experience. I'm holding the mic a little bit closer to my mouth right now. Yeah, Dad wants a sample of the rock. I'm gonna go ahead and get a sample of the rock while we're here. Let's see what we got.
Okay, yeah, we're good. Look at that shit. That's good looking rock.
Where are you at right now?
67 foot.
Yeah, I say we're good.
Hey, we're gonna need another piece of case and a heavy.
Okay.
We need a piece of heavy. That's only 60 foot.
You don't want to put metal on the bottom?
You want to put metal? We can put metal. Okay, yeah, put metal on.
Questions will be answered, dude. Muddy. I have to put on fresh gloves. Don't let the hook get in the dirt.
Hey, I need those. right here. Yep.
Next one will give 45 seconds to glue up. Center. Yep. Yeah. Carbide's got a couple of flat spots on it. Definitely not a big one to carry 6 or 8 feet. It'll cut through the 50 yards. Do here, go down to, since the bottom of the hole currently is at 67 foot, the casing is at 67 foot. We'll probably go down to about 40 foot, and then we'll turn on our air and our water, start blowing air in the hole and water. Water will go to the bottom, and once the bit reaches 60 to 67 foot, it'll start mixing that water and any of the dirt, the rock, the chips that are left. It'll start bringing that up out the hole with the water. And then what you'll probably notice is as soon as the bit reaches the bottom of the metal casing, it'll actually blow air out and around the bottom of the casing. That will flush any possible chips that are preventing it from being on the bottom around the outside of the casing. So you'll see it blow out and around the outer side of the casing. That'll happen for about 15 seconds until the bit gets about 6 to 8 inches below the base of the casing. And at that point, the casing has like seeded into the bedrock, and it's only allowing stuff to come out of the center of the casing at that point. And then any chips will start to build up on the outside of the casing down at the bottom. That's what actually seals it off, is the chips. It's not grout or bentonite or cement. It's the actual cutting chips that are falling back down to the base of the casing and centering it up in the hole. That's what seals it. Common misconception when people say, oh, you know, my grout did this or that. Nah, the grout does absolutely nothing. Back 30 years ago, all they used to do was pour cement, you know, at the top, 5 foot, and there's just no difference. You cannot, if a well is constructed incorrectly, all the grout in the world won't fix it. You have to get to good solid bedrock, set good casing, or you're going to have the base of your casing leak, which will leach in surface water, and every time it rains, you'll notice discolored water. 3 or 4 days go by after the rain and the water gets clear again. That is a telltale sign of casing that is leaking around the base. And as the rain percolates through the ground and you use water, it starts drawing in water from the highest point if it's not coming in from the aquifer or from the vein in the well. So it's going to come in right where the casing stops. In this situation, water would come in right around 67 foot. Shouldn't have a problem here. These wells are really good, really simple cut and dry. Been here for a total of 45 minutes, maybe an hour. We're already basically 70 foot in the ground with casing done. So we just live geographically in a really good region. We're drilling wells. You know, some people have wells that cost $25,000 to $40,000. You have to use all metal casing, your casing. Some wells are cased all the way. And then other wells have to be screened and lined. There's just so many variables of wells and the types of wells, just based on your geographic location. The closer you get to the coast, the more they become a sand well, the more you need like mud rotary. You can't use an air machine, or you'll create a big giant sinkhole, a big pocket underneath the drilling rig or the yard, and it can swallow a drilling rig within a matter of hours, or you can drill and then come back the next day and the sinkhole collapses. Just a lot of variables here. It's a good profession, but a dangerous profession if you don't understand what's going on. So if anybody wants to get into it, my suggestion to you, I talked to a gentleman on Sunday for about an hour who wanted to get into the well drilling business, and I told him he needs to work for a local drilling company for a couple of years and be completely upfront and honest with him. Tell him what his overall goals are, that, you know, I want to start a business. Because running a business isn't all that it's cracked up to be. You can probably make near as much working with a drilling company as you could if you owned one starting out fresh. You know, it would take you 5 to 10 years to gather enough information where you can do the job successfully and then make enough money where, you know, it'd be more. To me, if you're really green at it, work for another company, and then after a couple of years, decide to yourself if you want to buy a rig. Most of the time, you teach yourself working with another company, then my suggestion is just stay there. Right at the grease mark on the drill rod, it should start firing right about there. It's going to start hammering. You should see a gush of water come up. See the casing's rotating, the chips have it. Stopped rotating. Up, rotating again. There it goes. So right now it's blowing out through the bottom of the casing, right where the seal is going to be. It's going to start firing here. As long as the casing doesn't rotate, we got to get down about 5 feet. That will make sure the hammer is completely out of the casing, and it will be seated. Then once we get to the bottom, once we get to 87 foot, we drill that drill rod. What we got to do is bring it back up, and we bring the drill bit back through the casing. That way, if the casing is off to the left or off to the right, it will actually center it back up in the hole. Sometimes, if your casing is not centered in the hole, the head of the bit, at the end of the day, you can bring it back up, and the head of the bit, the edge of it, will catch the opposing edge of the casing. And if you're not paying attention, and you pull out, you're tripping out fast, you can snag that casing and actually lift it up, lose your seal, and then all of that sediment, all that stuff down there, all your drilling chips, then funnel into the borehole. So at that point, you hope to God you can just push the casing back down and get it seated, but most likely you're not. Then you got to go back down and clean the hole out of it. So very important to, after setting casing and drilling that first rod, to bring your bit back up through it and center the casing in the hole. Because your top hole is 10 inches, but your bottom hole is 6 inches, and your pipe is 6 inches. So a 6-inch pipe can wander around a 10-inch hole. So what you're doing with a 10-inch hole transitions to the 6-inch hole, you want to keep the 6-inch pipe centered with that bottom hole. Sometimes it'll be off to the side, maybe 1 inch. I have a few videos and the camera shows that on other wells. Good deal. Well, we're all set. Okay, he wants to block it all off right now, so all of the all the trash, all the cuttings go back down in the hole. He doesn't want anything running away. About 2 or 3 gallons a minute right now at 205 foot where it's at currently. So we're just going to keep drilling, hope we find more water. It is now about 3:45. about an hour and a half since the last clip you saw, maybe 2 hours. And we are 345 feet in the ground. And we're blowing the hole to see exactly how much water it makes. I estimated between rod changes that we were making around 2 to 3 gallons a minute. We're going to find out here in the next 5 minutes to see what she's making. So we finished the well at 3:45 and we're starting the process of grout right now. What we're doing here is over-reaming to open up the void to where we can put grout around the top 20 foot. Well, the rig's all laid over. Got the grout going in. This is the third batch. And let's see. Yeah! We're not too far from the top. I always mix a little bit more cement in with the bentonite on the last one. Now, one thing about bentonite, I know a lot of people have asked questions about using it. What we've learned is if you take raw Portland and get a shovel, just a shovelful, and put it in with the water that you're mixing, and then slowly add your grout, the pH of the water changes due to the added Portland, and it doesn't make the bentonite flash as fast. Because we all know what bentonite flashes, it gets hard and you can't pump it. So when you add cement, that slows the flash process down. Especially in summertime, the hotter it is, the hotter the water is, the quicker the bentonite is going to turn into, you know, really, really solid pudding. You got to add a little bit more water than what they say, but the cement added to it in Portland really helps. And it helps the end result when your bentonite is a little bit more firm when you come to working on the well. It's not super duper soft, it's a little bit more firm. Just a trick we've learned, it helps us pump it further. You pump it through 100 feet of pipe. Oh, look at it, it's all come up now. Good deal. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section what you'd like versus the additional microphone. In the last 5 minutes have been shot pretty much on the microphone on my camera, my phone. So I won't know how it is, so I need your opinion. Once I edit it, I'll hear it myself and I'll make, you know, the assumption too, but I also like your feedback. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna get on out of here and we're gonna head back to the shop, load it up, hit one again tomorrow. Thank y'all for watching. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. See y'all on the next one. Peace.